Hey, good afternoon, everybody. So we're back with the video number 2 on land run. A little delayed on this one. Had some just things going on and haven't recorded it. No excuses. Been riding a bunch. Been getting ready for Iowa Wind and Rock. So pumped for that. So this portion we're going to talk about the race. But before the race started, a lot of the conversation was road shoes or mountain shoes, and how much running is there going to be. And with red clay, mountain shoes will be the advantage. Some people were saying you can ride around everything. So I was going to go mountain shoes. The shoes I was going to borrow, though, they didn't fit. So I, by default, had to go road shoes. The next thing was people talking about this double track. And I'm like, what's double track? And like, well, it's, the two wheels rutted out. And you basically just have to ride these double track sections. There's going to be no place to pass. Don't go in the middle. You'll hit a big rock and flat. So I'm like, man, I want to get ahead of that stuff. That's not my forte. Like, you guys know I want pavement and some like undulating hills. So long story short, man, we start the race and the tactic was not to go early, but the temperature dropped down to 22 degrees once we left Stillwater. And we kind of go up this just little roller, and I just am pedaling to basically stay warm. And like everyone's going slow. And I was like, I'm just going to ride this. People will bridge up, whatever. Well, Tim Mitchell, who I rode the break in Gravel Worlds, bridged up with Kevin Gherkins. And Kevin is a motor. And Kevin was hammering like hell, to me at least. And so we're riding. I'm thinking like, man, these guys are going a little bit harder than I want. But he'll settle down. Like, we're just getting away, making sure we're away. I mean, people know Kevin, so they're going to be chasing him. And, I was really making sure not to go too hard, not to go too deep. That's what happened in Gravel Worlds. Granted, Gravel Worlds is 150 miles, and this is 100. So I felt like we were at an okay pace. We get to the double track. For me, it was somewhat gnarly, just going fast and not being able to see around every corner and dodging stuff. And unfortunately, Kevin flatted. So Tim's like, man, 3's better than 2, but he was really hauling. So I'm like, okay, it wasn't just me that was like, man, this guy's like bossing this ride really early on. So we decided to ride a tempo, and we ride a good pace. We're below threshold. Tim's got aero bars. I think I need to get those for the next race. And we're just motoring along, and I was glad to be through that section and really thought people would bridge up pretty soon. We kept going. We crossed over there's the big climb there. We saw Bobby, the promoter. Shout out to Bobby for having our team there. See him at the top. We're just rolling, and I'm feeling good. And this is, not to interrupt this with an advertisement for Science and Sport, but Beta Fuel is a game changer. When you're racing in gravel, there's time to eat, but sometimes there's not. And especially if you were in a group or it was a really gnarly course, this stuff, all you need for an hour is these two things. Drink this and eat 1 gel, and you've maxed out the carbs. You can't absorb any more carbs. It's actually 10 more carbs than you can really absorb. 90 is the max. If there's fructose in it, watch the nutrition version of this. Trying to keep this to under 5 minutes. That's not going to happen. We're rolling. We get to the feed zone at mile 55. Lindsay, thank you so much. You were a massive help. Could not have done it without you. That's B Money's wife, and she just kicked butt in the feed zone, like just money with the bottles. So we're rolling, and we get to this section. Man, there's a Jeep. You come down this little river, and I was like, what is this? This Jeep is like pinned into a divot in the road. We hop off our bikes, jump over this little stream, and then it's just this red clay thing. And I'm like, thinking of my road shoes, this sucks. So I try to run to the edge. It's really wet. I'm like, I'm just going to have to get to the top and pick this stuff out. So I smash through the stuff. I'm running. I'm like, man, I hate cross. Like, thank God I don't do that sport. I tried it and get to the top. I can hear Tim. He's like, I can't clip in. And I like jump on my bike after like clanking on a rock. Can't clip in. Jump out. Try to pick stuff out. Can't clip in. Take a bottle, and I didn't want to lose this stuff, so I had one with water. High pressure spray out of the Nalgene bottle, and it gets them both clear. I'm on my bike. I'm coming up. I take a right, and crew rolls up. Payson McElveen, Ted King, who I did not recognize at first, guy from the Easton squad, guy from CCB, Swaggy P, a.k.a. Johnny John, a.k.a. Johnny Purvis from DNA. So my teammates there. So I've been in the break all day. I'm like, man, I'm going to sit on for a little while, catch my breath. These guys are taking some pulls. Unfortunately, Johnny was just, that this wasn't an A race for him. He wasn't coming in like ready to totally kill. Just fell off the pace on. He went through a muddy puddle. It like slowed him down. He got detached, and we went up this little climb, and we lost him. And about 15 minutes later, about 3 hours and 20 minutes into the race, mile 70, I was actually normalizing 349 at this point. Gravel, you're just on the gas. Average 317 watts. For the old school 6 zoners, it was 22% threshold, 10% VO2 max, 11% anaerobic. Surprisingly, 18% zone 1 because it's gravel. There's like no coasting. Unfortunately, the guy in front of me, I could see him. It just looked like this guy was about to crash. So he's coming down, Payson's on my left, I'm coming this way, and this guy's like falling, and I'm like, he's gonna fall that way. I'm gonna ride to the right. Perfect. And I was wondering where Payson was gonna go. The guy falls and his bike like shoots out, and as I'm going to pass him, the bike's just there. And I was like, damn. Really nothing you could do. Endoed over the bars. Went flying much farther than I had expected. Lost my glasses. Found them. Thank you, Biff. And had flatted. Unfortunately, the bike did not do too well, and my race was over. So got a ride back. Met up with Andy Chastain, who's taking some amazing photos. See him at Andy Chastain on Instagram, at Allied Cycle Works, at DNA Racing. And basically got a ride back to the crib, cleaned up, and headed home. So before the race was really done, I was heading back to Memphis. Luckily, no broken bones. Extremely stiff. My back was not feeling good on that car ride. But I'm very thankful to the dude upstairs for keeping me safe. Huge shout out to Allied for trying to rush a new frame to me. I'm trying to go do gravel nationals in 2 weeks. So yeah, they're a sponsor, but they don't have to go out of their way to be getting a frame to somebody in 2 weeks is kind of short time. So the fact that they're even trying, we got our fingers crossed. I appreciate you guys. All the sponsors. We'll do a roll call at some point, but that's the quick and dirty. It was dirty. Land run, cool event, worthwhile to go check that out in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Look forward to being back with mountain shoes. I will race the same. I will get ahead of that double track, hopefully, and come back with a bigger motor. That's the whole hope, right? To continually get better. Loving the gravel. Looking forward to the next one. Next video, we still have to talk about the training for the race and training for Iowa Wind and Rock. I might look a little tired. Did 210 on Saturday and 100 and something on Sunday. So working today and making this video. 10 minutes, not too bad. Thanks for watching. Hit me up with questions. Let me help you get faster. Peace.